it's time to get back in the game, there's a name you need to know. HSS Florida. HSS ranked number 1 in orthopedics for 15 years in a row by U.S. News and World Report. HSS brings world-class care to Palm Beach and Wellington. Whether it's a joint replacement, sports injury, or orthopedic trauma, HSS Florida treats athletes of all ages. Visit hss.edu/Florida to schedule your consultation today. HSS Florida, where champions and everyday people alike get the care they need to stay at the top of their game.
Hi, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike, and when it comes to the NBA, I'm like a kid in a candy store. Tonight, the Heat head to Chicago for a showdown with the Bulls. It's crunch time, with both teams fighting for their play-in lives. Coverage starts at 7:30 here on ESPN 106.3.
Marlins fans, are you ready for 3 days of music, dancing, and fun for the whole familia? Your fan favorite, Rumba Venezolana Weekend is back on April 11th, starting with Fiesta Friday. Then Saturday, catch Chino y Nacho live on the field after the game in a can't-miss performance. Plus, upgrade your ticket to score an exclusive Marlins Venezuela Heritage jersey. Está fino. Get your tickets now at marlins.com/tickets.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked number 1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio-designed golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Elevate your game, elevate your experience. Discover the Club at Lost Lake. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Tension's going to be high in Dallas tonight, just like the prices of everything here in America. I'm sad.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. Okay, not that sad. It's your boy Theo Dorsey. We saw this coming. I mean, goodness gracious, the prices are spiking. I mean, it's hitting everybody right now, those damn tariffs. It's your boy, we're back. It's a Wednesday. But, you know, the bright side of things is when there's so much despair in the air, we can find a bit of comfort in the fact that we are teeing things off officially at Augusta National Golf Club. Play is underway, not the actual Masters, not the actual tournament, but the par 3 has got going today, which means we're seeing some beautiful holes. We see the patrons kicking it next to these elite level golfers, and I just watched a beauty of a shot. Is that thing going to roll in? Oh, my goodness. Damian Perez on the other side of the glass on the ones and the twos, in for C-Cat, who is in Augusta, Georgia, and I hope he's there celebrating as well. Looks like, who is that? Is that Keegan Bradley that just sinked the hole-in-one? That's amazing stuff right there, Damian.
If we look deep enough, we might see C-Cat in one of these back shots.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll be
on the lookout.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. I'll be on the lookout for that as well. But again, this is a interesting day, man. An interesting time in the sports calendar right now. We got the NBA closing in on the playoffs. We have obviously the Masters teeing up tomorrow. We have Scottie Scheffler, who is obviously the greatest golfer in the sport right now, looking to go back-to-back with green jackets. Also looking to be the only other golfer outside of Jack Nicklaus to win 3 Masters tournaments in the span of 4 years. We'll see how all that shakes out. A lot of the public money on both Scheffler and on I think Jordan Spieth. No. Actually, Scheffler and who is it getting all the bread? Rory McIlroy. A lot of people kind of hoping, crossing their fingers that guy can pull through. But going to be an interesting week. Masters Week, always a great time. But it got me thinking today, Damian, as I was on my morning walk, enjoying the breeze, not enjoying the chirps of the birds. I got to be honest with you. A lot of people find peace in that.
I do. Especially in the mornings.
It's the worst part of my morning walks.
Really?
It's the worst part.
What kind of birds you got around you?
2.5 months ago, I started this new morning tradition of just taking a little walk, a little gander, just getting some fresh air, clearing the mind, letting the sun hit me. The doctor a few months ago told me I was vitamin D deficient. Like, how the hell am I in the sunshine state and I don't have enough vitamin D? So one of my ways of curing that is making sure I go out and soak up some sun before I sit in this studio here and kick it with you, Damian. And I don't know what kind of birds there are. Several. I think there's some ravens around where I'm at. Definitely some blackbirds. I'm not
being a Chiefs fan. I mean, I can see why you don't like that.
See what I'm saying? You feel me? Even though we got the best of them. I don't have a keen eye for birds. Are you the type that can see a bird and you immediately are like, oh yeah, that is a cardinal?
No.
Okay, so why the hell would you ask me what kind of birds I have near my house?
I just don't understand why you don't find that soothing and peaceful to just be on the. I feel like it's part of nature.
Yeah, it's part of nature. You don't feel like it is. It is part of nature. It's part of nature I don't like. Does that make me weird that I don't enjoy the chirping and the abrasiveness of birds? They've done nothing good for me. I understand that they spread seeds and they help this whole ecosystem we have going. They help it go by helping trees get planted and flowers
Control
and whatnot.
The bug population. I mean, that's a big plus.
Yeah, but what the hell? Like, I would figure out a way. I think we could do without birds. I would figure out a way. Now, I know there's going to be some science teacher or some environmentalist or a zoologist that's going to call in to ESPN West Palm right now. I halt you in your tracks right now because there's nothing you can convince me that would make me feel better about the just the sight of birds, the sound of birds, and that is the worst part of my morning walk.
So we found out today that Theo is a bird hater.
Yeah, I am. It's cool. Right? Like, are you a bird lover?
No, I mean, I just coexist,
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Well, you know what?
I appreciate them.
You know who's going to be forced to coexist tonight is the Dallas Mavericks fans and the Mavericks brass as they welcome in LUKA DONCIC to their home arena. First time since the trade, which obviously happened in the middle of the night, February 2nd, as the Lakers will visit them. So that is a huge revenge game. We'll tap into a lot of that conversation later tonight because I do believe this is maybe the single most just confusing and just so many different varied emotions packed into this one game because not only do you have LUKA, who's not mad at the fans or the city, but specifically the front office. You have the Mavericks fans that are also teed off at the same party as LUKA, so they'll be probably cheering on their former superstar. You got the current Mavericks players who are sick and tired of hearing the "Fire Nico" chants and sick and tired of fans taking up space in their home arena to just make complaints about the roster moves they've made. Like, one thing we don't talk about enough is when fans are actively complaining about that trade and that maneuver that the franchise did, it's also them, confronting the idea that we do not like the current guys that are in the Mavericks uniform. So a bit of a chip on their shoulder as well. It might be as big of a revenge game for LUKA tonight as it will be for AD and the fellas. So we'll get into all of that tonight. But on my walk this morning, I started reflecting on my couple of times that I was actually able to cover the Masters tournament. Can I get some of that Masters music, some ambiance in here? It is a different feel. It is a different feel when you're able to go out there amidst the azaleas, the wonderful, beautiful greenery, the pristine course. Everything is trimmed and cut to a T. One of the things they talk about at Augusta National Golf Club is how you will not find a single thing out of place. Not a bristle on a tree. Honestly, the blades of grass, I'm not sure if they use a lawnmower or if they're people laying down eye level with the terrain with scissors. Not like real sharp scissors, but safety scissors just in case. That's how spectacular that course is on a day-to-day basis. But as I was walking and thinking, I'm like, this is a time that comes but once a year, Damian. The Masters Week. And out of all other sporting events, right? Out of all other sports, there seems to be one sport that everybody involved can collectively say that's the best venue. That's number one. Like you look at the NBA, you ask NBA or basketball fans at large, hey, what's the best place to watch a basketball game? You'll get several different responses, likely a lot of it tied to who your favorite team is, right? Yeah, Madison Square Garden is historic. But right near it is Barclays out there in Brooklyn, which apparently has a very unique experience and a much higher level of spendage, obviously, because it's a little newer. Think about what the Clippers just built out there in L.A. Mm-hmm. Like, they have something
Coliseum
that is absolutely unique. It gives a college feel. They talk about that wall. It gives a college feel to an NBA game that you don't really get much else other places. You got the Crypto.com arena, whatever they're calling it, the Crypt, whatever. Staples Center is what I'm going to call it right now because that's what it's been known as for the majority of my life, and that has to feel different to have your feet on the hardwood there. What about the NFL? Like, if you ask football fans, Lambeau is going to be up there, but I do feel like, Cowboys fans are going to say Jerry World, right? Like, there's going to be a varying level of answering. I feel like golf is the one major American sport where everybody agrees it's Augusta National and then everything else. It is the single most prolific and iconic venue in that sport, and it might be the most iconic venue in all of sports here in America. So with that, Damian, I got to thinking, if you were put in a position where you had no other option, somebody says, hey, look, you got this, or you can just not go to sporting events at all. You get to pick one annual sporting event that you get to attend in person once a year for the rest of your life. But you can't go to any other thing, right? So if you pick,
that's it.
Yeah.
That's the one.
If you pick like the home opener, right? Like if you pick up the home opener for your favorite Major League Baseball team, well, guess what? That's it for you. Lone Depot Park with the Marlins once a year. You better hope it's Paul Skeens every time. You know what I'm saying? If you pick the Super Bowl, no matter who's playing, no matter what city it's in, that's your one sporting event you can pick to go to in person every year. Or you can be like many people that I would assume, and you can pick the Masters tournament and experience the elegance, tap in on some of those disgusting pimento cheese sandwiches, and also watch the greatest golfers in the world compete for what is one of the most coveted prizes, and that is the green jacket. So it got me thinking, it got my mind churning, and my first inclination, Damian, was like, yo, I think I might lean with going to the Masters, because out of all of the sporting events I've actually covered as a credentialed media member, I covered the Masters twice. 2017 and 2018, I was able to get out there, and it was an experience like none other. I enjoyed the food. I enjoyed the golf itself. I enjoyed the patrons. I made sure I hit up the Masters shop. And again, the reason why, Damian, you're in today is because CCAT is experiencing his very first Masters tournament this week, and that's why he's playing hooky from the show. So I think he might agree that this is one of those can't miss things. I mean, who would miss the anniversary, theoretically speaking?
That's where I was going.
For just a sporting event. He went to a practice round over what we had cooking up here. So it's clear that this thing is on a different level. It plays by a different set of rules, Augusta does. And it had me thinking until I came to a crashing halt. Because the one thing about this is, if I'm going to punt on all of the other sporting event opportunities for me to be able to go in person as a fan and enjoy myself, if I'm going to say that, and the good thing about the Masters, it really starts Tuesday. It starts Tuesday with the practice round, Wednesday, which is today, with the par 3, and then you carry it from Thursday on through Masters Sunday, and fingers crossed you might get you a Monday in there sometimes as well. It is an experience that you can actually live out for a very long time. It's a lot of days. It is a smart choice. In fact, I posed this question on social media, Damian, and the first two answers I got was the Masters. I'm like, yeah, of course. That's topical. That's low-hanging fruit.
It's the aura.
Yeah. It's low-hanging fruit. It's Masters Week. Sure, you guys are going to pick the Masters. My mind, though, it deviated from the Masters. And to me, if I could pick one sporting event annually that I get to go to in person every single year, and I get to pick the ticket too, all right? You ain't giving me no nosebleeds. I'm going to the NBA Finals. I'm going to the NBA Finals, and I'm sitting courtside from games 1 through 4 to 7 if necessary. That would be the thing that I would like, and here is why, Damian. I actually enjoy, especially as somebody who has been so privileged in this position, as a formerly a sports anchor on TV and now a sports talker here on the radio airwaves, theoretically speaking, ESPN 106.3. I've got an opportunity to go to a lot of different games in person, and I enjoy covering games. But when it comes to being a fan and the actual fan experience, I have always, above all, felt like, especially when you're close to the action, the NBA is unparalleled. The whole fan experience itself. If you're able to have courtside seats, again, so when we're crowning a champion, if you're able to watch the best basketball players in the world play this magnificent, artful game, it's like jazz on the hardwood. Many would say the improvisation, the high level of theatrics and athleticism. Like imagine being able to say you were there in Golden State, right? I think it was in the Bay when LeBron James blocked Iggy off the backboard. Or actually, was that? Yeah, I think it was Golden State. Or was that in Cleveland? I'm sure Mike Rizzo from Russo and Rizzo will run in here and tell me what arena that happened in. But imagine being in person for that one, right? Imagine if you're in a place in which you are able to say, I was there when Michael Jordan hit the elbow shot, and everybody wants to say it was a push-off, but, at the end of the day, if the ref didn't call it, it was a game-winning bucket over the Utah Jazz in 98 for his last NBA championship. Like, imagine even if you were able to say, I was there when Jason Tatum yelled out, what was it? We did it!
That was a painful moment.
I would have skipped out on that finals, by the way. Last year's finals, I would have skipped out on. But I just do believe that from the lack of having to also, if you're a patron at the Masters, as great as it is, as beautiful as it is, a lot of walking, a lot of sun, always hot in Georgia.
It's a slower pace, too.
Yeah, it's hot in Georgia. That sun will hit you like a ton of bricks in Georgia, especially in the month of April. Also, that means every single year, Damian, you gotta be kicking it in Augusta every year. If it's the NBA Finals, I'm changing locations, not just every year between the two cities that are playing each other. I'm changing locations based on who's got the best squads every year. To me, the NBA Finals is the epitome of where my fandom really was birthed as a kid. That was the first game I actually fell in love with both playing and watching. And I can say, if I had to pick just one sporting event every single year that I was gifted the best tickets to watch in person and I couldn't go to anything else, give me the NBA Finals or give me death, at least like death to my sports fandom. I ask you here on Theoretically Speaking, our fans, our good people, what would you pick in this scenario? Are you glued to the golf like many and would love to go out and check out Augusta National Golf Club? I would get it. Maybe you're a person that would want to be there for the World Series or maybe just opening day. Opening day for some people, I feel like, is a magnificent time. I wonder if there's some St. Louis Cardinals fans out there that would say they would come to the first spring training game out at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium every day.
They probably would, honestly.
There's some that literally commit to that. There's a handful of people. Yeah, they moved down here. They retired down here for it. So there's a handful of people that actually commit their lives to spring training baseball out in Jupiter. I can't blame them. It's a great experience. I would go with the NBA Finals. Which would you go with? Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline, 888-760-3776, 888-760-3776. Given your option of any sporting event that happens annually, which one would you attend in person in spite of all other sporting events? And again, once you commit to this, whatever age you are now, for the rest of your life, that's all you get. I don't care if the sport dies out. Maybe you are... Imagine you pick this and then like the NBA collapses 10 years from now and I pick the NBA Finals and like now I just can't go to sporting event. Them's the breaks. That's it.
Catch.
Like if you pick the Masters and the PGA folds somehow and we no longer get this beautiful tournament, this elegant affair, you're SOL. What would you pick? What would you ride with? What would you be going to in person every single year? To me, it's the NBA Finals. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline here on a Wednesday on Theoretically Speaking. A lot of interesting answers coming through on social. You can also drop some in the YouTube chat at ESPN West Palm to stream along with us as we roll through your Wednesday. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Which sporting event would you go to annually if you can only choose one? How are you rocking? Are you experiencing foot and ankle pain and need to see an expert in the field? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. 888-760-3776. That's the number to tap in with us on the Baptist Health Hotline. That is how you can be one of the good people to join the conversation here on Theoretically Speaking. I don't know when the next time it is I'll be able to go out and check out the Masters tournament in person. I would hope soon. I can't wait to hear from CCAT when he gets back. How many different things he picked up? How much money did he spend at the Masters store? Because remember, tariffs. I wonder if that spiked the prices. Already expensive to get your hands on some Masters gear. Also, it's the only place you can actually get authentic Masters gears right at the Masters tournament. So CCAT, who's playing hooky in Augusta, we'll see what he has. Dave is in West Palm. Dave is on Theoretically Speaking. And Dave, before you give me your answers to the question, have you ever been to the Masters? Have you ever been to Augusta National?
No, I have not. I'd love to go. I'm sure it's beautiful, but I've never been.
It's absolutely majestic, Dave. Now, what would you choose if somebody told you, you got a genie, maybe in one of those lamps, you rubbed it, and then, Shaq pops out, Kazam pops out, and he's like, hey, you only get one sporting event annually. You got to punt on everything else. You can't go in person. You can still watch on TV. You just can't go to it. Which event would you pick?
The Indianapolis 500.
I did not expect to hear that one. What about that one? Just before you go, have you ever been to one? And what about that one makes it different and more elevated from the other races? Because you still got things like the Daytona 500, right? There's other ones that would compete with it.
I have been to the Daytona 500, but I think the open wheel cars are more exciting. They're faster, and I just love to go.
All right, there we go. Dave has spoken. That's the one with the brick wall. Appreciate your contributions there, Dave. Good luck to you on going. That's one of those bucket list things I know for race fans. I had my first experience at any professional racing event. We went to Homestead, Miami Speedway. We watched who won that race? Dang it, I'm losing. Kyle Larson, I believe, won this past one, and I know that our guy Bubba Wallace, who I was there to check out, finished top 5. Those are my 2 picks. Very happy about that. Damian, have you ever been to a NASCAR event?
I have not.
Is any of them, do they pique your interest? Maybe F1, any kind of racing event pique your interest?
Honestly,
in something that
F1, absolutely.
Yeah.
Formula One. I mean, it's one of the newer kinds of racing, but it's I feel like it's developing at a point where it's so interesting. I mean, if you visit the Hard Rock Stadium, they have the track right outside, and just to see the track, I think also what I like about F1 is how they kind of travel. It's very universal. You got Morocco, Egypt, Miami, so it's very international.
Yeah.
Watching it on TV, you get to see that they kind of race around the town, so it's very cool. It's very aesthetically pleasing to watch on TV.
Chris in the YouTube chat, one of the good people commenting. And by the way, if you're in the YouTube chat with us here, kicking it, just, drop a good people. Drop something. Say hello to us. Let us know you're there watching and streaming along at ESPN West Palm in the YouTube chat. Chris says he would go to Wimbledon. Wimbledon for sure for Chris, and for tennis fans, yes, I think that is the epitome. I'm curious if the gap between Wimbledon and the other tennis venues is similar to the gap between, Augusta National and the other majors or other golf courses around the country. I don't even know what will come second to Augusta, right? Like, is it Pinehurst? Like, I'm not sure what, at least within the states, would come second to the Masters, but the Masters is clearly number one, and I believe for tennis fans, Wimbledon is number one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there a, Damian, for you answering this question, what's your primary sports fandom? What sport are you most locked in on?
Soccer. It's
Okay.
the one I played growing up. That was my question. Does it have to be an American sport?
It doesn't have to be an American sport. I guess if you want to pick a sport that's happening internationally, obviously Wimbledon's not here in America. You can pick Wembley
'Cause
Stadium.
I would go with the Champions League final. The UEFA Champions League final, it's basically, it's in the name, the champions of all the biggest leagues, Spain, France, England. They play this tournament, and the final is known right next to the World. I would go with the World Cup, but that's not annually.
It's right. It's every 4 years. Like
every
the
4
Olympics.
years, correct.
Yeah, it's tough.
So you kind of got to wait for that one. So I would definitely go with Champions League because right under World Cup, that's the one that if you're a soccer fan, you just want to be at. You want to experience just the atmosphere, the game itself. That's the one I got to go with if I had to go to one sporting event for the rest of my life.
Does it change locations?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so
it does.
It bounces
every
around.
year. It's somewhere different.
Is it like the Super Bowl, or is it based on the team's record or something like that? Is there an
No,
advantage?
it's a Super Bowl. So it's basically like a knockout tournament. You have your group stage. That's how it starts. Round 1 is the group stage, and then it turns into a round of 64. Basically, it's very similar to March Madness in a sense.
But the stage is set before y'all start playing and whatnot.
Yes,
and
you know the final before the tournament even starts.
Okay. You know what? I like that too, because then you can map out your travel ahead of that. You got to think about more things than just the sport and the sporting event itself. You got to think about your travel planning. You got to think about your future family, right? Like you want this to be something that you can, for me, the NBA Finals, I know every single year my wife will sign up for that. If I told her we got to go to the Masters every year, she'd love it the first time. She'd like it a lot the second time. The third time, she's like, I ain't trying to be out there in that sun.
Let's go somewhere new.
Well, that too, but also I ain't trying to be out there in that sun. I'm not going to be walking around following a golfer for 18 holes with you, 4 or 5 days.
Well, you got the big
in a
hats
row.
that people wear.
It's more work being a patron at the Masters. It is. Then courtside at the NBA Finals, or even for you, going to the Champions League final.
That's the thing with the NBA Finals that I think has an advantage over everything. It's how close you can be. It's so personal. It's so intimate. You're like right there.
Yeah, it's the best.
So and you can't really get that experience with other sports. NFL, I mean, the best seats you're still pretty far from the field.
The best seat watching the NFL is on your couch.
Correct.
That's the
I would
dirty
agree with
secret.
that.
So anybody that says the Super Bowl, I would question your judgment when it comes to these things, because there's no way in hell I would want to have to deal with Super Bowl traffic, have to deal with going to a Super Bowl city and dealing with all of the ancillary things that come around that. Plus, I could only imagine. I've never been to a Super Bowl in person. I can only imagine what hell it's got to be getting in and out of those stadiums. Plus, the Super Bowl crowd is whack.
Yeah, it's very corporate because that's kind of what takes over the Super Bowl. Like it's a lot of sponsorships. A lot of big companies get a lot of tickets. They bring their clients in. So it kind of has that corporate vibes. Now, the Super Bowl, everything before it, everything around it, like if you go
parties,
2 days before, like the week leading up to it, that's where the fun is at with the Super Bowl.
See, and I also the reason why I like the NBA Finals as the one sporting event, again, we're giving, if you could drop it in the YouTube chat or call in 888-760-3776 to the Baptist Health Hotline.
We got Christian Cat making an appearance.
Just one sporting event. If you can pick just one sporting event to go to annually and not have the option to go to any other ones in person, but you get to go to this one for the rest of your life, what do you pick? I got the NBA Finals. Damian says the Champions League final. And Christian Cat, who I was curious if people would pick the Masters. Nobody has gone with it here on the show. A couple of social media entries. I said, what's the second best golf course to most golf enthusiasts to Augusta National Golf Club? And he said the old course at St. Andrews. That might be number 2 in golf. So there goes another excursion. You can go overseas with that one if you pick the Open. But still, I couldn't do it. I couldn't pick a golf event, especially one that is stationary in one city, and glue myself to that every year. It just doesn't feel like an easy sell. The NBA Finals, it's indoors, it's air-conditioned, close to the action. You're changing cities every year. You're changing cities within the year. It's just better. It's just better. We'll see what Evan Cohen has to say. I'm also curious how many Super Bowls he's been to. Speaking of corporate, we're gonna bring in Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike. You hear him from 6 to 10 a.m. with Chris Canty and Michelle Smallman all the time. We're gonna get him on the other side, get his thoughts on the question of the day: what sporting event would you take in spite of all others to go in person to? once a year, and we'll see if maybe he's got an inkling for the Masters like a lot of people do as we embark on the 89th Masters this week. Stick around. Some great fun to be had on the other side. That's Damian Perez in for CCAT. I am Theo Dorsey, and we are Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Is your credit on life support? Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach will be hosting a credit clinic at the dealership today and tomorrow. Local bank representatives will be on site to grant special approval to consumers who meet certain minimum criteria. If you have a job bringing home $350 weekly, the credit clinic at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach wants to approve you so you could drive home your new Kia today. Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach will be hosting a credit clinic at the dealership today and tomorrow. Hello, is this thing on? I repeat, Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach will be hosting a credit clinic at the dealership today and tomorrow. If you have a job bringing home $350 weekly, the credit clinic wants to approve you for a new Kia today. So what are you waiting for? Don't miss the credit clinic today and tomorrow at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach. Call 800-NEW-KIAs or go online at greenwaykiawestpalmbeach.com.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Credit affects down payment and approval term.
You make a lot of good decisions today, but turning on ESPN 106.3, that's probably your best one yet. Smart, sharp, and always on top of it, just like you.
ESPN 106.3 is your home for live sports presented by Hard Rock Bet. Home of the Miami Heat, now the new home of Inter Miami. Catch all the games and the biggest matchups throughout the week right here on ESPN 106.3. Hard Rock Bet, it's Florida's official sportsbook. Try Hard Rock Bet now and receive up to $100 back in bonus bets if your first bet does not win. Hard Rock Bet, roll with us. It's offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Embark on a culinary road trip through South Florida at the 2025 Orange Bowl Food and Wine Celebration, presented by Florida Blue. An evening of foodie fun awaits on Friday, April 11th at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, with unlimited food and drink tastings from over 40 of South Florida's top restaurants and chefs, and dance the night away with the live band and DJ. Tickets start at just $125, and proceeds benefit Orange Bowl Care's community initiatives. Get your tickets at orangebowl.org.
While it's not always possible to see contaminated water coming out of the faucet, the taste is difficult to ignore. And what about plastics and pharmaceuticals now in the water? The team at Culligan is here to help. Culligan offers water testing and reverse osmosis systems designed to filter out those contaminants right at the source. Culligan has been helping the local community with water issues since 1936. Schedule your appointment today at Culligan.com.
Hey, Culligan man!
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in, we begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Elevate your game, elevate your experience. Discover the Club at Lost Lake. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Another like undersold thing about the old course at St. Andrews, which Christian Katz says is runner-up to Augusta National Golf Club as the second best golf course. Love the little bridge they got, a beautiful scene. And I talked to a former Open champion Mark Calcavecchia, who is a Palm Beach County native, and he actually told me about how he does believe the Claret Jug is the most cherished and unique trophy in all of sports, which makes sense because he has one. But then also looking back on when he did his final walk over that bridge and said his farewell from St. Andrews, you can tell the emotions run high from there, and that course holds a significant place in not just golf fans' hearts, but the players who are blessed enough to be able to play it. We are blessed enough to be able to talk some sports and life and really some fandom here with none other than Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike. You hear him from 6 to 10 a.m. right here on ESPN 106.3 with the resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman. And Evan, I got some fandom questions to ask you because you are in an unfamiliar spot. But before we get to that, the question of the day has been, if you had to pick one singular sporting event that you can attend annually, you get to pick the seats as well. You get to attend this sporting event annually, but now you have to punt on visiting any other sporting event in person for the rest of your life. Just one. It's the week of the Masters. A lot of people are going to pick Augusta. I went with the NBA Finals because I get to hit two cities every year, and it changes up, based on the play and who makes it. Damian Perez here went with the Champions League Final. Big soccer fan. He's in for CCAT. Evan, which way would you go?
I've thought about this, Theo, what I'm about to present to you many of times, and I thought, I don't know how I pull this off both in terms of life and financially, but there are those apartment buildings directly across and next to the Kaseya Center. And I've always thought about the idea of just calling it a day with everything in life, taking every dollar I have, moving in near Ashton Hall, and living at one of those Miami apartments and going to 41 Heat home games a year and walking there and walking home.
Wow. I mean, to be honest with you, so here's the thing. Just do it for a year. You don't have to call it quits on everything. Just do a year hiatus.
Theo, do you know how expensive that is? I would have to do it. I would have to sell my house. I would have to, every dollar I have to put into that. I mean, that guy pays, the Ashton Hall, the Alcorn State running back who went viral with the water and the face and the ice bucket and everything like that. What are the rumors? He pays $17,000 a month for rent.
Really? How?
That's what I'm saying.
Let me find me some water to dip my face in. What are you doing? Banana peels on the face too? I'll do all of that.
I'm just saying. But if you said to me, go to every Heat game or go to the NBA Finals and sit there courtside, because I've been lucky recently. The last however many Heat games I've gone to, I've sat second row almost every one of them, and to which my son complains. He's like, "Oh, we're not in the suite." I said, "No, we're going to sit second row. It's really okay." Spoiled, my God.
Sub me in next time.
Yeah, exactly. But I think Heat games, I love going to Heat games. I understand that people are going to be like, "Oh, you're not going to take the Masters." I've been to the U.S. Open a million times, right? Tennis in New York. I've been to the Super Bowl a bunch. I've been to the Final Four. I've been really lucky. You've been really lucky in our sporting lives to go to all these great events. But I don't know. I still I could go to a random Tuesday night Heat game in December against the Hornets and still enjoy myself.
Well, it's funny because, these days, if you did do that and you went to all 41 home games, you're probably leaving more miserable than you would have over the past decade as a Heat fan. But that's what I kind of wanted to talk to you about this year, Evan, because it just struck me. Because since you moved out here to West Palm back in the day, and I know you're not necessarily here now, but you still are here. Your presence is still here. Matter of fact, your name is on the dang studio.
I'll be in town next week. I don't know if I'm gonna, but I'm just stopping through for a minute. But I'll be around next week. So.
Okay, well, yeah, exactly. So you're still here since you moved here, 2002, 03, and we started up this beautiful thing that is ESPN West Palm with Good Karma Brands. You have been a fan of both the New England Patriots, and then you acquired your Heat fandom in your move to South Florida as you learned about Heat culture and you saw what Pat Riley and the fellas were doing out there on Biscayne Boulevard. I looked at what the Heat and the Patriots have done since you've been a fan of both, and then I look at where both teams are current day, and I'm like, Evan, you are a fish out of water this offseason. Yeah. Have you ever been in a position where both teams were angling and their offseason really meant more than both their regular season or their lack of availability or making it to the postseason in general?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. So let me ask you a question in return. I am rightfully accused of being a front runner. Okay? Let me ask you a question, though. In our knowing each other on air or off air, do you feel like I've given up on the Heat or the Patriots?
No. Well, here's the thing.
So at some point, do I lose the front runner status? You know, the other night, I watched the entire Heat-Sixers game from start to finish while I had the national championship game on with the Gators.
You're a
I
sicko.
watched the entire Heat-Sixers game start to finish. Tonight is like Game 7 of the NBA Finals to me. Heat Bulls for play-in positioning and home court advantage potentially in a 9-10. I am counting down the moments to tonight. I'm still not giving up.
So even if you don't give up, you could at least admit the most important season for both the Heat and the Patriots this year is the offseason. Because even if they do make the play-in, and let's say by some stroke of luck they make it through the play-in into the postseason, there's no hope, man. Please give it up. I don't want you to be, miserable texting JMP as the Heat give you this false hope and let you down inevitably. Please let it go.
Yeah, I'm not going to let it go.
Oh, my God.
I'm just saying, Andrew Wiggins hasn't been there. If Andrew Wiggins comes back, which I think he's going to tonight, Jovic hasn't been there. I mean, how do you not go to sleep every night thinking about a Hero, Wiggins, Jovic, Bam, Kalel massive lineup? I'm not going to do it. I don't care if Riley gives up, if Spoelstra gives up, if Bam gives up, if Hero gives up. I am not giving up on this team until they're dead and gone. You can spin it every which way you'd like. There's a reason that we have the games on ESPN West Palm. There's a reason you still root for the team. There's a reason that they're still the number one team in South Florida, in my mind at least. I understand we have tons of other great events. I understand the Gators won a championship. I understand Florida's maybe more of a basketball school than a football school right now. And if I'm a Gator fan living in Palm Beach County in the Treasure Coast, which there are a gazillion of them, I am puffing my chest out that we are the best basketball-football combo school in the country by a lot right now, okay? Only basketball
Alabama?
The only basketball-football combo school that has 3 or more titles in each basketball and football. I get all the hot topics. I'm not giving up on the Heat.
This did not go the way that I anticipated it going. I was anticipating you telling me about how you've done a deep dive into mock drafts like you've never done before in both the NFL and the NBA. I was anticipating you telling me something about Will Campbell for the Patriots or potentially letting Travis Hunter fall back to you. Like, where is this, Evan? You got to see, this is the problem. You're not used to this. This is unfamiliar territory. I'm trying to get you prepped for this, man.
You started this whole conversation with your topic today of the one sporting event you could go to, right? That's what you started. And my answer was honest, and I said I'd still go to Heat games. That's how much I'm into it. Can I ask you a question? Because I know you've been talking about this, and I saw your video promoting the conversation about the fans, because I love, like, where you're going with this kind of stuff. I love the sports fans debate. What is the right approach from the Mavs fans tonight when LUKA comes back? Because it's not the Jimmy thing, right?
No.
Jimmy wanted to be gone. That LUKA did not want to be gone. What, in your mind, Theo Dorsey, what is the right approach?
I liken this to, and this is a crazy comp right here, but when I was in elementary school and I had one of my best buddies, my guy Derek, who we used to play with, we used to call him Jelly. Had a little more, he had a little bit more, belly to him, but he had some good moves in the post. After fifth grade, we both got zoned to different middle schools. So then, instead of us playing together all the time, and we still played AAU ball and travel ball together in middle school, for the first time, we're playing in opposite jerseys. But because it was happenstance and because it wasn't like he requested to leave, it wasn't like either one of us chose that life. We just were on the opposite sides. There was no disdain between he and I. We were still friends. I still pulled for him outside of the times that we played. He pulled for me. I bring that up to say this. It's one of the more inconspicuous situations or revenge games that I can ever think of because it's the same season. It's still raw for the Dallas Mavericks fans, but there's not a single Mavs fan that criticizes LUKA for his part in how he ends up in the Lakers uniform. Because, Evan, I know that he didn't request a trade, and I know it happened against his will. He was literally closing on a house in Dallas at the time when he got moved out to the Lakers. But shouldn't Mavs fans at the very least give some credence to the fact that GM Nico Harrison and the Mavericks brass used the fact that LUKA would come in lethargically every single offseason, coming into camp. He would not be paying attention to his health and his body in the way that they want to, and he lacked effort on defense. There are real things that LUKA could have been doing that would have prevented the Mavericks from feeling like investing the Supermax in him would have been a bad idea, including the way he went out in the NBA Finals. But there's zero Mavs fans fighting against that or bringing that up as a point of contention. So I think it's going to be very amicable. I think that they're going to look at it as LUKA didn't choose this, so we're still going to root on a guy that we actually like. I think they're going to applaud him when he gets buckets because, to be frank, they've been booing their own team for the past month and a half.
So that's the thing. So I don't believe, what a comparison to Theo and Jelly back in the day.
Yeah. They call me MIA. They call me MIA. Not because of my love for the Miami Heat, but because sometimes I was a little aloof, missing in action. Shout out to Southwest Celtics.
I heard LUKA and Nico Harrison make a similar comparison today. Yeah. LUKA met with the media and goes, guys, this is like Theo and Jelly. That's great. But I don't think we have ever seen a game where an opposing player comes in and gets cheered every possession or every make. Because I remember when D. Wade returned to Miami, he didn't get cheered every possession and every make because even though Heat fans blamed Riley, other Heat fans said, well, they offered you $40 million or 20 or whatever, well, $30 million, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And you still technically chose to leave. This is Tom Brady technically chose to leave Tampa. Peyton Manning gets cut by Indy. I don't know if there was a chance that he could stay, but there's a debate.
Right.
There's no debate here. Even though what you said may have been right, even if you're somebody that, Theo is actually Nico Harrison's brother, and we don't know this, right? Technically, you have an argument. But LUKA did not choose to leave.
Yeah.
Under any capacity. Never asked out, never tried to get out. I think tonight is going to be one of the most unique sporting events anyone has ever seen. 7:30 on ESPN television, where LUKA as a Laker goes to Dallas and is treated in a way that no member of an opposing team has ever been treated in the history of sports.
Yeah, the Lakers are going to have 44 home games, right? The two that they play against the Clippers, which, again, technically is in a different arena now, but you know that L.A. is still a Laker town, and this one tonight against the Mavericks in Dallas. Now, Evan, I am curious, how much of a percentage of the blame pie can you actually give LUKA? Because I know that he did not choose to leave. He wanted to stay in Dallas, but sometimes your choices are not actually through like what you quote unquote actively choose, but also through your actions, right? Like if Ja Morant got traded in this offseason, did he choose to leave? No. Was he doing things belligerently and actively to get himself more available than the other stars in the league? Yes, that's kind of a choice. LUKA chose to walk into camp year after year out of shape. He chose to give a lack of effort on defense in pivotal moments in the finals and throughout the regular season. Like the Mavericks brass at least have some kind of reasoning behind it. Imagine if those two things weren't happening, they would have absolutely no excuse to ship him off.
Right. So here's my answer to that. And you mentioned JMP, Jeremy Marks Palace, our teammate at ESPN West Palm. Okay. He brought up something very interesting when this all happened. If LUKA has put himself in a position where the team cannot get through to him for all of the items you just mentioned, and the team wants to trade him, if you own that team, find a new GM who can get through to him. Find a new head coach who can get through to him. You don't trade the player that's unbelievable and irreplaceable. You find someone who can get through to him.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
Easier said than done.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, you could say, hey, Dirk didn't get through to him. Jason Kidd is a Hall of Fame player. He's not getting through to him. Rick Carlisle's not getting through to him, the previous head coach now in Indiana. Nico Harrison, an extremely high-level executive at Nike who had Kobe's ear of all people. Like, you think he knows what you think Kobe's letting people in his ear and in his circle that aren't high performers in life, right? But all of that said, find someone else.
Hold on, because I might be catching you a little bit of being a little bit of a hypocrite here, Evan Cohen, who is a purveyor of Heat culture.
Jimmy Butler proven multiple times no one can get through to him.
Yeah, what I'm saying is what if that's the same thing for Luka? Because we haven't seen that much of a difference out of him when it comes to defensive effort, and he's with the one guy in the league that would be able to help him turn it on when it comes to his body habits as well as maybe effort when it matters. But I'm curious to you, if the Heat were in the Mavericks position and Pat Riley and Mickey Arison and Eric Spoelstra and everybody decided, hey, we can't get this guy to do the things we're asking him to do. He is electric. He is elite. Like, let's just say if Kyle Lowry was Luka level talent.
By the way, there was an I'm glad you brought that up. There was a very interesting moment that rightfully so no one saw the other night because no one in their right mind would be such a loser to watch the entirety of the Heat-Sixers game like I was.
Oh.
Kyle Lowry at the end of the game went running over to the Heat bench to love it up with Spo and the entire Heat team, which I thought was very interesting because you and I both know there are a lot of people that have said that the turning point with Jimmy was Kyle Lowry's arrival and realizing the Heat culture is not the only way, because Kyle Lowry won a championship, obviously, in Toronto, that people kind of not blame Kyle Lowry as much as blame that timing.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really interesting that Kyle Lowry, who notoriously was not a huge fan of Heat culture, sprinted over to them to love it up with them, almost like, I miss you guys. Anyway.
He's probably happy to be on the other side of it. Plus, if there's one franchise that can make you miss the Heat instantly, yeah.
That's true.
You see how it's going.
Okay, so to answer your question, it's a very good philosophical question. What if the Heat, specifically and Pat Riley, couldn't get everything they wanted out of Luka?
Yeah, would you be calling for Pat Riley's job?
No, because the answer is it's not a fair comparison because Pat Riley has won so much with so many people that it's automatically the other person's fault.
Right.
Nico Harrison hasn't done that. It's funny, I was talking to Chris Canty today, my co-host, Michelle Smallman on Sportsmanlike 610 here on ESPN 106.3, about Ozzie Newsome, who was his boss in Baltimore. And I said, you can't compare people to Ozzie. And he's like, why? And I said, that man is one of one. He said, why? I said, how many guys were Hall of Fame players and Hall of Fame executives who look like you? And he said, I can't find any. And I said, that man is a unicorn. He is a Hall of Famer every which way, and there's a way in which he can talk to people and do things that other people can't. It's why Ozzie Newsome is a football god, right?
The wizard.
Pat Riley is not the look like, and I'm going to be honest, I think race matters in some of this stuff. I really do. I think that, unfortunately, there's not many people that look like Nico Harrison have the job that he had, right? At the same time, he's only had this job. He doesn't have the Pat Riley level of decades of proof in the pudding. Ozzie Newsome, if he's the general manager, it's weird that we're having this conversation. Canty and I literally just had this. If Ozzie Newsome is this general manager, he can say to Luka, you better do what I say because I know better than you do. And he'd be right because there's proof in the pudding. That's the issue with Nico Harrison. There was no proof in the pudding.
I am curious because I know that it's a small slither of a chance. The percentage points are especially down because of the fact that now Kyrie Irving is hurt and he won't be able to come back until next year. Anthony Davis is residually hurt. I'm curious. Like, there's a world in which 15 years from now we look back on that deal and say the Mavericks won. It's a very small chance. You're saying there's no chance, there is a chance, and you know there is. If Luka's unable to win a championship with the Lakers – and the Mavericks at some point are able to retool, the only issue I have with that trade then is the fact that they didn't get more back in the deal. I agree with you. It was a bad deal. I agree that it also, you never trade away generational and talents or people that are that much of a cult-like figure in your city. You alienate your fans immediately, but there is a world in which the Mavericks end up winning it, and it's not based on what the Mavericks do. It's more so based on what the Lakers get out of Luka, because if LeBron can't get that guy to get his body right and get his act right the offseason, and if the Lakers aren't able to motivate him, J.J. Redick not able to motivate him to be stepping up on defense and giving more effort, again, there's a chance in which he retires a beloved character with no championships. Yeah, and if you go to the Lakers and don't get a championship, that's a failure.
No, it's not.
Name a superstar that's went to the Lakers and did not get a championship, though.
Well, hold on. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I believe even if he leaves after next season when he's a free agent, or whenever it is, 2 years, whenever
right.
He's a free agent, okay, right? If he leaves, I still think the Lakers won the trade. And I'll tell you why. Anthony Davis is not a Batman. He is forever a Robin. If they were going to try for 1 second for Anthony Davis to lead that team, that would have been a mistake. In addition, I believe that is the singular moment they took their team back from LeBron James. Because I think if LeBron truly knew all along, he potentially would have stopped that trade because of his loyalty to his friend and Anthony Davis. Rolling the dice on LUKA, even if it leaves you with nothing, is actually better than paying Anthony Davis to lead your team moving forward because he's not the face of the franchise. I think they won the trade even if LUKA leaves.
I agree with you that the prospects of paying AD and trying to turn over the franchise. Remember, when that trade happened, the whole storyline was LeBron has found his heir apparent. He's going to be able to turn over the keys to Anthony Davis. That has not worked out. LUKA, you actually can feel that comfortable about. I think he will buy into staying in LA. I think he retires a Laker at this point. I just am not 100% sold on the fact that if LUKA does stick it out with the Lakers and not get any rings, he won't be looked at negatively because there's other guys. Like if you look around the league now, there are so many other guys who are great two-way players who are coming up, and LUKA is essentially like Jokic, you can call maybe somewhat one way. He's good enough on defense and he's big enough to be an impact. LUKA is a turnstile actively in the playoffs, and that's been his detriment every single series that he's gotten bounced.
Here's the reality on this, Theo, just like in closing on this part of it. Tonight, we are about to, as sports fans, witness something we've never seen. We've seen the guy who gets booed every time he touches the ball, every time he shoots a shot, every time he throws a pitch, every time he's up at bat. Every time he touches the puck in hockey, we've seen that guy. I don't think we've ever seen a road player get cheered every time he will touch the ball.
Man, imagine a LUKA game winner going in for the Lakers at the buzzer, and the Mavs fans erupt, but in applause.
Is that more badass? Let me give you which one is more badass: game winner by LUKA, or the Lakers announce in like 10 minutes he ain't playing tonight.
Oh, no, he can't do that. That's bad.
That is kind of a badass move, though.
No, he wouldn't do that to the Mavericks fans, though, because he loves them, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wants to give them a show.
Think about the organization. They put all of this work into the night tonight. They're selling all these tickets and whatnot. And Luke is like, you're not going to benefit off of me after what you did to me. I'm out. I ain't going. Think about that.
That's unimaginable, Evan. That's absolutely unimaginable. If he does that, that means there's some real hate. I know he has disdain. I know that he shut down some sponsorship opportunities with the Mavericks as they were trying to get some things in-house to benefit off of LUKA's name. If he does that, that is unmitigated hate, deeper than what Kendrick and Drake had. Evan, appreciate you pulling up as always from Unsportsmanlike. Enjoy your Masters week. And again, if given the opportunity, don't pick the Heat season tickets thing, man. I'll buy you those. You pick like the NBA Finals thing and just hand it off to me somehow.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the function? I didn't realize that.
Right. Oh my God, that is Evan Cohen. Appreciate your time joining us and reciting some Drake on the way out. Joining us here on the Baptist Health Hotline. Again, you can always check in on Evan Wednesdays every single week here on Theoretically Speaking, or daily to start your morning with your cup of Joe on Unsportsmanlike, 6 to 10 a.m. right here on ESPN 106.3. On the other side, Damian, time for a quick get around, and then the happy hour with Tina. Celebration. It's a Wednesday. It's wavy. We're kicking it. That's Damian Perez. I'm Theo Dorsey. We are Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Mike Rizzo here with the Sports Business Minute presented by the FAU MBA in Sport Management Program. The Tampa Bay Rays announced that they will be renovating Tropicana Field. If we remember, Tropicana Field was hit by Hurricane Milton back in October of 2024. The roof came off. $22.5 million is going to be the fee. The Rays right now are playing their baseball at Steinbrenner Field, one of the spring training facilities for the New York Yankees. Building a new stadium has been a topic of conversation in Tampa, St. Pete, but Rays owner Stuart Sternberg has kind of been difficult in this matter, and the rest of the league is trying to force Sternberg to sell the team. We'll see what comes to fruition. This is the Sports Business Minute presented by the FAU MBA in Sport Management Program. Accelerate your career in sports with the program committed to developing top-notch executives and managers with a focus on the job placement for students and graduates. The FAU MBA in Sport Management Program.
St. Lucie Mets baseball is back at Clover Park. April's jam-packed with exciting action at the ballpark. There's something for everybody. There's Silver Sluggers Club on Tuesdays. They got $2 night on Thursdays with $2 beers, hot dogs, soda, and popcorn. Every Friday is Vets at the Mets, where veterans and active military get into the ballpark for free. And don't miss the best fireworks show on the Treasure Coast after all 3 Saturday games in April. Visit stluciemets.com to get those tickets today. That's stluciemets.com.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-7473. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
So let it rip.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
The Masters Tournament, it is Masters Week. We have some play underway, just a par 3. Obviously, round 1 starts tomorrow on Thursday. Hey, Damien, you know, the Masters first teed off, the very first time, 1934. If you had to guess, and this is in the theme of what's about to come here as we have Theoretically Trivia coming right your way. If you had to guess the first year a black golfer was allowed to play in the Masters, throw a year out there. They started in 34. Obviously, this is the 89th Masters Tournament. What year would you give?
Whew. Not good at history. I'll put that on the record.
It's all
I'll
good.
give you 1950.
Later.
1960?
Later.
That's crazy. 1975?
1975, right on the dot. Damien, you are hot, man. You know what? We're about to theoretically
starting off 1-0, right?
Yeah, well, no, you don't. That doesn't count. Lee Elder, though. Lee Elder, the very first black golfer to be able to be allowed to play in the Masters. And we all know the PGA Tour and the Masters' long-standing history of a little gatekeeping here and there. But I just want to shout out my guy, Lee Elder, who was honored at the 2021 Masters before, again, the late, great Lee Elder passed away. That's just a warm-up right there. Theoretically Trivia is coming to you right now. And you know all you got to do is tap in to become a person that can walk away with a Duffy Sports Grill gift card. $25 is on the line to Duffy Sports Grill. $25, an MVP gift card. It could be yours. All you got to do is call in. You pick a contestant. Damian Perez, this is to be your first Theoretically Speaking Trivia.
Making my debut.
You are subbing in for C-Cat. Now, usually I stump the cat. So maybe people are going to pick you because, you know, beginner's luck. We'll see. 888-760-3776. Call now. Call now for a chance to win a $25 gift card to Duffy Sports Grill. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Call now. You can win a $25 gift card. Cade Chums is going to run in here. He's going to bring some trivia questions. All you have to do is pick between Damien and myself, Theo Dorsey, as to who you want to represent you in Theoretically Trivia. The winner will be gifting you, just like we're going to don a green jacket on the Masters champion on Sunday, we're going to don a $25 gift card. It's green as well. To Duffy Sports Grill, right to you. 888-760-3776. Call in. You'll choose your fighter. We'll duke it out on the other side. Cade Chumson's on the way. The happy hour as well. Tina is in the building. It's a lot of fun here. Theoretically Trivia, your favorite time of the week, coming your way next. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. The happy hour is next with some Theoretically Trivia. Me, VD. It's Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 1063.
The quality of our choices affects the quality of our lives. So, when it comes to how you move, do you choose to see a doctor or go to the #1 orthopedic specialist in the world, backed by a team who custom tailor your treatment? Do you choose to live with limitations or live life to the fullest by going to the place that's #1 at getting people back to what they love? Choose better, move better. Locations in West Palm Beach and Wellington. Learn more at hss.edu/Florida.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Breaking news on ESPN 1063 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in. We begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 1063 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 1063 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 1063 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
Attention business owners, the next several months are going to be super busy. Why not let us take some of the burden off of you? Get the help you need from Intelligent Office in Palm Beach Gardens. Professional live receptionists to answer, screen, and forward all of your calls to you live. Why do you need a virtual assistant? No high salaries, no holidays or sick pay, no call-outs, no turnover, and no additional equipment. Call 561-472-8400 or visit intelligentoffice.com to learn more how we can help you streamline your day.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
While it's not always possible to see contaminated water coming out of the faucet, the taste is difficult to ignore. And what about plastics and pharmaceuticals now in the water? The team at Culligan is here to help. Culligan offers water testing and reverse osmosis systems designed to filter out those contaminants right at the source. Culligan has been helping the local community with water issues since 1936. Schedule your appointment today at Culligan.com.
Hey, Culligan man!
Wing Wednesday! Brought to you by Hurricane Grill and Wings. 30 bold flavors, ice-cold beer, handcrafted cocktails. Your home for sports is Hurricane Grill and Wings. Find your spot at hurricanewings.com.
It's been a chilly start to the year, but don't let the rising temperatures catch you off guard. Hey, it's Colin Russo, and since 1960, John C. Cassidy Air Conditioning and Plumbing has proudly served Palm Beach County, keeping homes cool and comfortable. Now's the time to upgrade your AC with great financing options. Plus, ask about the Cassidy Care Club, providing year-round peace of mind. Cassidy is part of our local community and supports organizations like the YMCA and the Palm Beach Gardens Youth Athletic Association. Keep cool with Cassidy Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Find out more at CassidyAC.com.
This is the Inter Miami save of the game.
Attacking third, hard drive to the net. Plays it through. Callender had to make a save. A rebound and still loose in the box. Blocked away and now a right-footed shot off the far right post by Corbino. Is it pinballed all over the place in Callender's area? And it rolls out of play.
Brought to you by PNC Bank. PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association member FDIC.
When you're in pain and an hour seems like a day seems like a month, there's only one place to go for your treatment. Pain Care Florida. Our pain management specialists have the knowledge and experience in state-of-the-art procedures to relieve pain and get you moving. Time waits for no one, especially when you're in pain. Visit paincareflorida.com. Pain Care Florida. Stop hurting, start living today.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Elevate your game, elevate your experience. Discover the Club at Lost Lake. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today.
Breaking news, global drama, non-stop stress. You deserve a break from it all. That's where we come in. ESPN Radio is your escape. Nothing but sports, passion, and the love of the game. No chaos, no stress, just sports on the radio, done right. ESPN 106.3.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees within the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 24 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and Men's Lacrosse title. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. If you were on our YouTube channel on ESPN West Palm, if you were watching the stream, and again, you can tap in daily with us 2 to 4 at ESPN West Palm and watch us live. You might have been a little confused. You saw a double version of Damian Perez, who was in for CCAT. You saw a seat that said Theo Dorsey was under it, but you just heard my voice and not my face. But now you have the full squad here ready to rock and ready to deliver the Theoretically Trivia. It's that time of the day. It's that time of the week. On a Wednesday, we always do our Theoretically Trivia. We always hand out $25 gift cards to Duffy Sports Grill. And Cade Chumslin is in the house. Cade, before we bring our caller up so they can pick their fighter, can you tell us what the topics will be for trivia today? Oh, we get Cade.
Am I on
there
now?
We go.
Yeah.
Hey, Cade Chumslin's in the house, baby. Sunday huddle.
There's only one way to put this. I've got Mr. Damian Perez.
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Theo Dorsey. We're talking football and football today.
Man.
I'm mixing it up.
What
a
a
little
treat.
bit of football and a little bit of American football for you guys.
Absolutely love it. So, for those that don't know, if I buzz in with a whistle, that's going to be my cue to answer. And hike is going to be yours, Damian, as you fill in for CCAT. We'll get that up for you. I see you hustling. But can we first get our contestant on the line? And Damian, you ask him who he wants to pick. You tap in with him.
As the debut here in Theoretically Speaking Trivia, who would you like, George from Del Rey, to represent you as your champion?
I want the new kid on the block.
Let's go, Damian.
Let's go.
Come on.
No pressure, right? No
That's
pressure.
right.
I got you, man. I got you, George.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's a lot more pressure when they pick you, Damian. I want you to know that. You said no
It's all
pressure.
good. It's all good.
It's a lot more pressure. Who was that again? Because I was running over.
George from Del Rey.
George from Del Rey.
Very
George,
smart man.
George, you may be wise in most things, but in Theoretically Trivia, you just picked a rookie. We'll see how that goes for you. Cade, you ready to rock?
Let's rock and roll.
Let's do it.
Here we go. We're going to start with American football, and then we'll go to football back and forth. I got 6 total questions, 3 of each category. First, who won the second ever Super Bowl? Theo.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Incorrect.
Green Bay Packers.
That is correct, Damian.
Yeah. Dang it.
New chip on the block.
Dang it.
Stealing one of the American football questions. Oh boy, Theo, you gotta
I'm
pray
in trouble.
now.
And now we're going to soccer, right?
And now we're going to soccer. All right, here we go. What was the most recent country to win their first World Cup? Gotta heard a hike.
You said the first World Cup?
Most recent country to win their first World Cup.
Because Argentina won the last. Wasn't France.
Oh boy.
Gotta pick one, huh?
Yeah, you gotta go for something.
Maybe it was Portugal.
Spain.
Spain's correct. Wow. He went through it. He went
I
through
went
the
through
records
it.
books.
It's every 4 years, so you gotta do a little digging.
Oh, I'm cooked.
2010.
2-0, right?
I'm cooked.
You can see it in his eyes. He was locking back.
Dog, I'm
wow.
cooked. Theoretically, trivia it is. We are on the brink of an upset. Y'all were looking for an upset in March Madness. We might be getting one right here in April.
Here we go. American football. Let's actually go to the college level. In college football, how many teams make up the Southeastern Conference? I heard a hike first.
6.
Incorrect.
16.
16's correct.
Let's go.
Well done,
That's
Theo.
what I'm talking about. I'm like that. Comeback season. 2-1.
All
What
right.
you got, Kate?
2-1 in favor of Damian Still. We're back to football. What is the Italian domestic football league called? Hike is correct. Or Hike is what I heard first. I assume he's going to be correct. Come on, man.
I'm blanking.
Oh, no.
It's all good because Theo doesn't know.
That
I screwed up. Don't be assuming things.
Theo, do you know what the Italian domestic football league is called?
Absolutely not. La Liga.
That's Spain, by the way.
That's one of them. Hey, you said the correct one.
I know. That's Spain. That's not. I know it's not.
It's Serie A.
Yeah, it was no
Serie
way.
A.
Yeah.
Right.
Serie A.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, 2-1.
All right.
Damien's up. 3 questions
That one
left.
hurts, man.
We only got 2 questions
2
left.
questions
We got
left. Okay.
2 questions left, one of each.
Okay.
Name the only team in the NFC to never have made the Super Bowl.
Woo! Oh, wait. I know this one. In the NFC, to never have made the Super Bowl. It's not the Panthers because they did it. Man, it's tough, man. The lights getting bright. Oh, I'm tripping. Detroit Lions.
Don't ignore the obvious, Theo. Come
tripping.
on.
I'm
Yes,
tripping,
that's
bro.
correct.
I'm tripping. My bad. I thought you were going to say hasn't made it to the NFC Championship game in a while. I was going to go Cowboys, and then I got all messed up. Okay, it's 2-2.
2-2.
A $25 gift card to Duffy Sports Grill on the line. Only if Damien gets it and I can get it right here. I can steal it.
Yes. Here we go. After leaving Barcelona, Messi played.
Dang
You
it.
gotta let him finish the question.
Well, technically, no. Inter Miami.
Nope.
Incorrect.
PSG, Paris Saint-Germain in France.
Okay, you were lucky because you actually finished the whole. You didn't listen to the full question either.
Oh well.
Yes.
No,
cut you
he's
off.
correct. He
I
said
know.
it.
Well-
He said it. No. He got lucky, right? He said PSG, and then he finished himself.
In France.
The question: what does PSG stand for?
Oh.
And
Paris
you-
Saint-Germain.
And
Oh,
you
I
said
had no
it.
chance at that
And they play in
anyway.
League One. I'll even give you a bonus.
I didn't ask for bonus. Are you doing tricks with it? Like, chill out.
Let's go, George.
Okay, congratulations to George, and congratulations to my guy, Damien. In for CCAT. Maybe you should be pinch hitting for CCAT more often. You are the winner of Theoretically Trivia. That means George gets a $25 gift card to Duffy Sports Grill. Can we get George up? George.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Go,
job,
George.
man.
Go.
Way to go, kid.
Hey,
You did it.
congratulations, George. Did you have any doubt in your mind? Did you believe I had a chance there to swipe away that gift card from you, George?
Slim and none.
I let him catch up just to make it interesting, by the way.
You know, he's a content
There
guy.
you go.
Congrats, George. Enjoy your Duffy Sports Grill. Live like the MVP that you are. And thanks for tapping in
Good
here for
show,
some
guys.
Theoretically Trivia. Thanks, George. That's fine. That's fine. I'll take my L. Kate, appreciate you as well for the Theoretically Trivia. It's time for us to get this happy hour flowing with Tina. Before you go, though, Kate, I'm curious because I feel like you have a good answer to this. We've been asking people all day, right? If a genie popped out of a lamp and said, Cade, you're a lucky man because I am going to allow you to pick one sports event every single year to go to. You get to attend it. You get to pick your seat in the house. The only catch is whichever event you pick is the only sporting event you can attend in person for the rest of your life. But you get to go annually. I picked the NBA Finals because I get to go back and forth from city to city. It changes up a lot. Plus, it's basketball courtside. Nothing better. Damian Perez, he went, obviously, with the Champion League final because he's a big soccer guy. Cade Chumsley. You're a man in many sports. Where are you going?
I am. Okay, so immediately the Masters comes up. I know that's kind of what the theme of the question is about.
Right.
To be able to step on that hallowed ground every year would be something special. I also feel like I want to have a dog in the fight anywhere I go, and I would be happy to go to Houston Texans opening home game each season. I've actually never been to a game.
As a Texans fan, because
as
you're not
a Texans
from there.
fan,
Yeah, okay.
I've never been to a Texans game. So to be there, like, I feel like I would be with my people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? So it's like,
Just embrace it all.
I wouldn't necessarily want to go to a huge, overcrowded champion type of Super Bowl or whatever like that. I'd rather be with people I'm more comfortable with. So I do think, though, you have to go back to Augusta. So I would choose the Masters.
I like it. And you know what? It is on theme. So I appreciate that. I appreciate you as well. And y'all can tap in with more K Chumsland on the Sunday Huddle as well as on ESPN West Palm Play. K for the win alongside Damian. Can you go tap Tina, by the way, and let her know it's her turn to pull up for the happy hour?
I have to reach down a little bit, but I will make it happen.
Absolutely, he does. For those that don't know, K Chumsland 6'6". Tina is about 5'1".
It's a journey for him.
Yeah, 5'1". I think Tina is so short, and this is not like a short joke, right? I'm not dissing her. I'm curious, like the little 3-step ladders that people use to reach like the top cabinets in the kitchen? I'm curious if even when she steps to the top part of that, like she still is unable to like grab like a box of cereal out of the cupboard. You know what I'm saying?
Should probably ask her.
I'm going to ask her as she parades in here for the happy hour and gives us our cocktail of the day. If you didn't know, now you do. The Masters tees off tomorrow at Augusta National Golf Club. That is why we baked in our theme of the day, one sporting event for the rest of your life. Which would you choose? My guy Devontae in the YouTube chat, he says, I didn't know that. And he's from Augusta. And he's talking about the fact that I shared with you earlier, Damian. Yeah, they started this thing in 34. They only allowed Lee Elder in it the very first time an African-American golfer was allowed to play in it in 1975. And it wasn't until 2021, following all of the incidents surrounding George Floyd and whatnot and the racial reckoning and awakening in America, that they finally also brought him back in a ceremonious way to appreciate the anniversary of what he did to break that color barrier at Augusta National Golf Club. That's part of the reason why, just off the strength, can't make that my one event. Can't do it. Y'all wouldn't even let brothers go play in it or let alone pull up to it back in the day. Why would I make that my one thing? Can't do it. Can't do it. Give me the NBA Finals. Give me courtside. I want feet on the wood, watching the best athletes, kick it on the hardwood left and right. Plus, like, imagine, man, you're going city to city. I get L.A. sometimes. I'm going to hit the Bay. Like, I might hit Minneapolis if Anthony Edwards gets his act together. The Miami Heat, they make a visit at least once or twice a decade. Like, I'm kicking it in some places I want to be.
So are all expenses included?
Yeah.
Travel, dining?
No. Just admission to the games for the event. So if you pick the Masters, you get every single event that week, Tuesday through Sunday. If you pick the NBA Finals, you get all of the games. If you pick for you, so you're picking a one-off event with the Champions League Finals, so you just get
and I got to travel, too.
Yeah. Well, that's baked into the cost. You should have thought about it.
Still worth it. I'll still do it.
We're still asking you and taking your calls on that. Which sporting event would you go to in lieu of all of the rest of them for the rest of your life? You get to go every year, but you have to punt on any other sporting event that you might have interest in. Let us know. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. 888-760-3776. Tap into Theoretically Speaking here in the happy hour. Join the show. Join the conversation. Add to it, just like Tina's adding to it right now as she pops her headphones on and gets busy for the happy hour. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Is joint pain affecting your quality of life? At Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, our team is experienced in traditional joint replacement surgery, as well as new, less invasive treatments with the goal of returning you to what you love as quickly as possible. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. Tina is in the house. What's happening with you? How you been enjoying your Wednesday, man?
It's been a good Wednesday. It's been a busy Wednesday. I've been running around all day today, but it's been really good.
It's good, man. It's honestly, it's great. Are you a person that holds grudges? Are you a person that's like is vengeful if somebody does you wrong? If you feel like you're on the wrong side of a decision? How long do you hold on to that?
I try not to hold on to that very long.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to put my time and energy into that when I could be doing plenty of other things.
Right. You let go.
Yes.
Let go and let God. You forgive.
Yes.
You don't forget.
You don't forget.
Yeah.
I will always remember what you did and keep that. But, it's not worth my time or energy.
By that same token, LUKA DONCIC will never forget the way he found out in which he was being traded from the Mavericks to the Lakers February 2nd in the middle of the night like the rest of us. LUKA is likely going to try and remind the Mavericks as to why that was a bad decision. Tonight, as the Mavericks and Lakers are going to face off for the first time since that trade, since that fateful night. Not on the court because they've done so in LA, but the first time in Dallas. So they've got the T-shirts lined up. They got the fans awaiting on bated breath to cheer on Luka Doncic despite him wearing the 77 for the Lakers. Tina, as always in the happy hour, I know it's a little delayed this time around because we had a little trivia, a little business to get to. As always, though, we got to give people the cocktail of the day. What we sipping on today?
This is a little sweet.
Okay. Like revenge. Like my boy Tupac said, revenge is the sweetest thing in the world next to some other things.
Today, and I checked, I confirmed, April 9th
Yeah.
is National Unicorn Day.
Okay, I got to look it up because there's no way I'm going to take your word for it. Not after the National Dog Day debacle.
Yes.
Save a Dog Day?
Yeah, Adopt
Yeah.
a Dog Day, yes.
Goodness gracious. Had us all looking like fools.
I know. But
People are adopting dogs out of nowhere.
Well, that's amazing.
Ahead of
I
schedule.
hope that I created some momentum to go adopt a dog.
Yeah, but
Adopt, don't shop.
They had to do it full price. And the tariffs. Think
It's
about
still
that.
a good thing. It's still a good thing.
Okay, you're right. Okay.
Did you just say tariffs on dogs?
Oh, you never know. You never know. All right, what if it's a German Shepherd? You didn't think about that.
They don't come from Germany.
You didn't think about that. You don't know that.
They're breeded here.
Not if it's a real, true German Shepherd. Why are they German Shepherds if they don't come from Germany? What makes them German?
Because they originated there.
All right.
Like French fries. I mean, I don't know if French fries are from France.
They're getting tariffed too. The things that you need to help breed a dog, the supplies, those
There you
things have
go.
tariffs on them
Yes.
as well. So you know what, Damien? Before you try to get me in a gotcha, just know that I'm right. Tina, cocktail of the day.
Before I do, I'm loving that Damien is like filling CCAT's spot so
Yeah.
perfectly.
Got my first win in trivia.
Oh, I heard.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Really filling in for CCAT
Well, actually,
perfectly.
I mean, if he was filling in for CCAT, he would get whooped in trivia. That's the difference.
Okay, yeah.
So it's kind of weird. Like it's kind of like a slight upgrade in trivia versus what CCAT would have done. But he is filling in as the heckler right now.
He really is.
Cocktail of the day.
Cocktail of the day.
I'll sip on something.
Raspberries, either frozen or fresh, is fine. Blue spirulina, white rum, fresh squeezed lime juice, agave, gin, and then you got a handful of garnishes. You could do a lime, you could do berries, you could even do a flower if you want. Anything you want.
And this is
It can
called
be
the
unique.
Unicorn.
The unicorn cocktail.
The Unicorn cocktail. Oh, you know, one of Luka Doncic's former teammates was
the
nicknamed the
Unicorn?
Unicorn. Well, technically, yeah. Do you remember who that was? The big tall guy from Latvia? 7'3", drafted to the Knicks. He got booed.
I know who you're talking about.
Starts with a P.
On the Celtics right now,
I don't know it.
Kristaps Porzingis,
Yes.
the Unicorn. And he also had an unceremonious departure from the Dallas Mavericks in a trade that most people might say, depending on how you look at it, because Porzingis is now an NBA champion and the Dallas Mavericks are in the cellar, or at least purgatory of the West. The Mavericks might have lost that trade as well. I love it. A little cocktail of the day action. Tina, this is how many unicorn cocktails would you have to drink before you actually decided to go and stand in the heat of the sun? Like, this is another thing about being a patron at the Masters. You know, unless you set up a camp at one hole and chill in one of your chairs that you bring, a lot of walking.
Yes.
A lot of Georgia sun. How many of those unicorn cocktails would you have to drink to be able to, endure the 18 holes and walk it? Kind of like what you did at the Cognizant Classic, huh? You followed the golfer all the way through?
I did, partially. I, though, with the unicorn cocktail, would probably only have one because of how sugary it is. And I would just end up, if I had multiple of those, I would be sick.
Right.
I need a more refreshing drink. That's why for the Cognizant Classic, I do tequila waters. I'm getting hydrated and a little bit intoxicated, and it all works out.
I think that it is...
And I have multiple of those throughout the Cognizant Classic.
CCAT talked about last time he was on, which feels like a week ago, but I think it was like Monday or something like that. He talked about how with his cocktails, he will not finish it sometimes if it's too strong. I don't think I've ever had a cocktail that I was like, oh, too much alcohol content, too strong, that I didn't finish it. There's been plenty of them that I will not finish if they're too sweet. And you're right. I think that unicorn cocktail, that might get left after like a few sips.
I've recently, it's funny you bring this up, have had a few cocktails that were so strong. And I thought, I'm like, I have to finish this.
Yeah.
And one of them was at a dinner I was at with friends, and I had just asked our server, like, is there any sort of syrup or anything that I could just lightly add to this to just this not be so strong?
Yeah, help
because
me.
I need to finish it. I want to finish it. I'm not going to waste it.
No.
But I'm like sipping so little because it's so strong. It's going to take me forever to finish it. But yeah, sometimes they are so sweet. I'm like, ugh, I don't like it.
Overrated, and I hope we don't have any like partners or friends that are in this business, but overrated are the there's like a place in Houston. I think it's called like Sugars or something like that, sweet, but it's like
those fancy drinks where it's like in a fishbowl.
Yeah, where
and
it's
they
just
have
like-
all the candy and yes.
That is.
And like 17 straws are coming out of it to share it.
I tried that one time.
The Sugar Factory, I think.
Sugar Factory is another one of them as well. I think I had it one time during the pandemic because I felt like I had to just go for the experience of it all. And I might have gotten a few sips into it. It was like $20 or something, like $20, $25. It was very expensive, so I didn't want to waste it. But I kind of like sometimes a drink could be so sweet or have such cheap liquor in it that early on you have that early onset headache. You know it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like a hint. You can feel it peeking through. You're like, oh, this is going to be bad for me if I finish this. So that's a nightmare to get through in general. I would hate for you to get through it if you're out there in the Georgia sun watching some golf action as well. C-Cat is on his way back today, or is he at the Masters still? Right? He's watching.
I have
his
no
par three?
idea what his travel plans are.
I know he'll be
think
here tomorrow.
Yes, I think he comes back tonight though. So maybe he's still there.
Maybe getting some last little par 3 action and watching the guys golf it up.
You know this. I love disposable cameras, and the Masters would be so fun for me because I would have multiple disposables.
Yeah.
And just taking pictures left and right. You have to shut off your phone. I would have a blast. And I kind of appreciate, but it is like such a massive tournament and in the history that they make you shut off your phone.
Yeah.
And actually enjoy the course and what's going on and just the whole day.
It is. I will tell you, you're right. The pictures there too. Everything there is picturesque.
Mm-hmm.
Everything there is beautiful. I was able to cover it twice back in my days of being a sports anchor out in South Georgia. I talk about that as the one of the most wonderful experiences I've had as credentialed media. One of the best sporting events I've attended in person. Just everything about it. You feel like you're walking on clouds when you walk on that grass.
Wow.
So it is. I'm glad that CK's able to enjoy that in ambiance. I'm just hopeful that when he comes back with a lot of goodies and treats. Because you do know that the Masters, the only place you can get official Masters gear is at the Masters. You can't,
really?
Yeah, you can't just buy that stuff online. So the biggest regret I have is I never knew it was my last Masters for a long time, the last time I covered it. And I kept each time I went, I would buy 1 or 2 small items. I should have bulk bought. And C-Cat is there's cheap, there's frugal, and then there's C-Cat. He's on an extremely another level. And the prices, it ain't cheap to get some of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious, we should put bets in right now on how much our guy, C-Cat, actually spent at the golf shop.
Do they limit how much you can buy?
No.
So in essence, it could be an investment.
He could spend $3,000 if you want. I remember when I went to every time I've gone, actually, the 2 times I've went, the line, if you don't go at the right time, first and foremost, it is hard to get in there and get active. But also, there will be people at the register checking out, and you can tell they're shopping for their whole family. Because it's expensive as hell to get in the gate.
It's a Christmas gift.
Yeah, a lot of times you got to win the lottery to do so. And if you ever see somebody with Masters gear on, a lot of times I'll ask, hey, what year did you go? And oftentimes people are like, yo, it's I actually got this as a gift from somebody else. Mm-hmm. It's the exclusivity. I like that. I like that part of it. You got to go there to get it. So what would you set the line at, the over-under of how much money, U.S. American dollars, that our guy C-Cat actually spends at the golf shop?
What's the price of a polo?
What I can
range.
A polo's probably going to run you 70. Bro, maybe 65. And then again, last time I went was 2018. So, tariffs, inflation, you know what I'm saying? It's going crazy these days. So
probably $150.
I would assume it's about $100 for a polo.
Yeah.
The bucket hat I got was the most expensive thing I bought there, and it was $45, $50. So I would put the line at right around $300.
I can definitely see C-Cat getting a hat.
He'll get a hat, but he's got to get more than one thing. I told him he cannot leave there empty-handed. He's got to fill up a bag with some stuff. I put the over-under at 300. If I put the line right there, would you go over or under the amount of money C-Cat has spent on Masters paraphernalia and gifts? And mind you, again, he's got to probably get some stuff for his girlfriend. He might have a family member or two. What do you think?
So online right now, it's saying for like a quarter zip around $150-ish. A polo, $100.
Yep. Spot on.
And so I was kind of around the 300 range as well. I do not think he will be coming with gifts for us at all.
No, we're not getting anything.
We're not getting
Especially
anything.
not me. He knows I've been there.
Yeah.
He might get you something, Tina.
He definitely should.
Your marathon.
For the 1-year anniversary. That'd be a classy touch.
Right,
An
and
anniversary
he missed
gift.
it.
He missed our anniversary for a practice round of golf. And you know what? I'm fine with it because it is Augusta National. It's his first time going to the Masters. I'm not happy about it if he doesn't bring back a gift. That's the only way to make it right. So if it's 300, are you going over or under, Damien?
I'm going over.
Over
Assuming
300.
how much of a fanatic he is with golf, I think this would be, if there were a time where he would spend, it's for golf.
Devontae in the YouTube chat says over on 200. I wonder if he would go up to 300. Tina, Damien and I are on the over. Are you going to zag a little bit here?
Are we only counting apparel or are we counting like food,
No,
drinks?
just anything that's apparel, anything that's like from the actual gift shop.
I think I'm going to say a little less than 300.
Less.
Because I think maybe he only did get like a hat. Hats are his thing.
Hats
he
are.
totally got a hat.
He had to have gotten a hat. Starting
I
there.
don't really see him though. Like when he plays golf with you, I don't see him in polos around the office ever. He's in a Hawaiian shirt or he's in his ESPN West Palm polo.
Right.
So I don't know if he would spend $100 on a polo. I think he got smaller things. I think he got some golf balls.
No, I hope not.
Why?
Because you're not going to use those ever.
I don't think he ever would use them. I think he
know.
would keep them.
My buddy got me some Miami Heat golf balls for my birthday, like, I guess last year. Well, I was about to say like a couple weeks ago or something. Yeah, he got me some Miami. And I said, bro, I could never use these. Like, it's a gift. If I lose your gift the very next time I golf, it's only like 4 of them. Like, he either thinks I'm Tiger Woods or I guess he doesn't care if the next time I see him I don't have them. Am I supposed to like keep them, like frame them? What do you do with golf balls if you're not going to use them?
I don't know.
Doesn't make any sense.
But they're Masters golf balls.
I know, but they're golf balls. Get something else. It's a waste of money if you I would never buy golf balls to just frame or sit up there. Maybe I'm just not big enough golf guy. Let us know. 888-760-3776.
And
Are
they're
golf
also-
balls a souvenir you would just keep on the wall?
They're also balls. So, like, you can't, like, stack them. You can't, like...
Yeah. It's not very practical unless you have like a golf ball holder or something, some kind of
Well, I
elite
don't think he's
golf
going to
ball
buy
case.
pens or anything like that.
So you're going under 300.
Under 300.
Damien's going over 300.
I got a hat guarantee and...
Hat for sure.
Hat for sure. And then I could see him getting, like, a quarter zip up or...
Yeah.
Maybe, like, a polo for his dad or his mom.
No way.
Yeah, he's
too
Or his
selfish.
girlfriend.
He has to get something for his girlfriend.
He has
does.
to get something for his girlfriend, which I think that's where he would spend some money.
Yeah.
He would get her a shirt.
He's going to get her
Or
something
something,
nicer than what he'll get for himself.
Yes.
I'm going to say over 300. Devontae in the YouTube chat says over.
She got
as
him
well.
Yankee tickets, too.
Yeah,
She
she's
did.
the best.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's got to.
Yeah.
He's got to do it.
100%.
I might have set that line too low. And you still went under, Tina.
I think it's in between 200 and 300.
Okay. We're going to find out.
Yeah.
We also are going to do a little midday midterms on the other side here. And as Tina gave us our unicorn cocktail of the day, we are going to maybe enjoy a little bit over the break. How about that, huh? That's Damian Perez in for CCAT. This is Tina's The Happy Hour on Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Quarterback Jordan Love isn't just on Green Bay's team. He's also on the American Family Insurance team. Because like us, he believes in dreaming fearlessly.
Just chase your dreams and don't let nobody hold you back.
And we help protect those dreams with the right coverage so you can
Dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The sports calendar is heating up, and with ESPN Bet Sportsbook, you can go from checking news and stats to placing bets in just a couple of taps. Stream games, bet live, and get exclusive offers when you link your ESPN account. Right now, you can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code JOEQ to get started today. That's JOEQ, Joe Q. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees within the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 24 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and Men's Lacrosse title. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the number one selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted number one deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manzo's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manzo's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
It's been a chilly start to the year, but don't let the rising temperatures catch you off guard. Hey, it's Colin Russo, and since 1960, John C. Cassidy Air Conditioning and Plumbing has proudly served Palm Beach County, keeping homes cool and comfortable. Now's the time to upgrade your AC with great financing options. Plus, ask about the Cassidy Care Club, providing year-round peace of mind. Cassidy is part of our local community and supports organizations like the YMCA and the Palm Beach Gardens Youth Athletic Association. Keep cool with Cassidy Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Find out more at CassidyAC.com.
God knows. I am reincarnated. I was stargazing. Life goes on. I need her, my babies.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
This show might stop at 4 on a daily basis, but 4 o'clock is when they're just going to be kicking off, getting underway for women's lacrosse at Kaiser University tomorrow. I'm talking about the number one team in the nation, not the state, not the region, in the nation. Women's lacrosse at Kaiser University. If you know anything about the Seahawks, if you know how they hashtag defend the beach, you know exactly what I'm talking about. 24 national titles amongst all of their programs in the NAIA. They've got 60-plus conference titles in the regular season plus postseason tournaments. And, of course, you saw what they did in the Sun Conference for men's basketball this year. Coach Chief, Coach of the Year in the conference. That's Marcus Bryant, for those that don't know. How about the football team, right? They back-to-back years in the national championship game, and they have a title to show for it as well. Head coach Miles Russ getting ready for year number 2, finishing up spring ball out there. KUSeahawks.com. That's how you can tap in if you want some area athletics to be able to see in person. We're talking about sporting events you don't want to miss out on. The Seahawks are champions left and right. You might want to get your eyes on them while you can. KUSeahawks.com. Check out all of their schedules between women's lacrosse, baseball, track and field. Did awesome this spring, actually, at Nationals. Women's swimming and diving, they won another title, yet another national title. Shout out Coach Epstein, who also won Coach of the Year at the Palm Beach County Sports Hall of Fame Awards. KUSeahawks.com. KUSeahawks.com. Tap in with Kaiser Athletics. See their schedules and check them Seahawks out. We know how. Tina, you're not like probably super inclined to watch tonight's Lakers-Mavs game, but it is a very strange and particular set of circumstances.
The tension will be high.
You feel me? Like with LUKA DONCIC, who by all reports, and it seems as well by the way he was shocked, he thought he was going to retire a Maverick. Like Dirk Nowitzki, 21 years a Maverick. That was Luka's big bro, big homie. LUKA thought he was going to have a similar trajectory, maybe bring a couple championships to the city, maybe try to surpass Dirk as the greatest Mav of all time. Now he won't get the chance, and you can tell how aligned the Mavericks fans are, and even Dirk Nowitzki himself is. At LUKA's debut in a Lakers uniform, guess who was in the stands checking him out? Dirk. The fadeaway king. Like, everybody's on LUKA's side in this, and I think it's going to be extremely weird and awkward for the Mavs staff, the Mavs brass, and most importantly, the Mavs basketball players tonight as they welcome in their native son, their homegrown, I guess not necessarily native. He's from Slovenia, but their guy.
Yes.
He grew up
Yes.
in a Mavericks uniform, so I'm interested in how that's going to be. I'm going to be watching that. Damian, you might be tapping in on that a little bit.
Absolutely.
Got to. Must-see TV tonight, 7:30 on ESPN. Must-see content every time is the midday midterm. On the midday midterm, Tina and I grade some things. Damian going to throw out some topics, some of it based on what's happening in current sports, and some of it just off the top of his head, whatever he's feeling. And this is going to be brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire. But let's get some things to grade first.
All right. You were just talking about the Lakers versus Mavs game. How would you rate revenge games? How would you grade? Excuse me.
Yeah. I love competitiveness. I love added fire to regular season games specifically as well. And then also coming off the fact that LUKA just got ejected last night for yelling at a fan and a ref took it personally. I rate revenge games an A+. This one, I believe, is going to be unlike any other revenge game we've ever seen, so I can't wait to see how it is taken, how he watches his tribute video from the franchise that did him dirty. Revenge games are an A+. Anything to get more eyes on regular season games where a lot of times even the players don't care.
A+. I love the drama.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah. Just get a little, we got some storylines.
Yes.
We love the drama. What's next here?
All right. This one is something. I don't know if you guys saw, but they came out with a new doll, a LeBron James doll. How would you rate a doll made after LeBron James?
This is like the Madel, I don't know what they call it, but like the Ken doll. There's a LeBron James Ken doll now. He's the first ever professional athlete to team up and make one. The LeBron James Family Foundation, they made this shake. Now, Tina, I'm not sure what the market is for this. I don't know who would be buying a LeBron James Ken doll because he's not like kids love Steph Curry,
Yeah.
Kids love like SGA and some of the newer stars. They like LUKA a lot more. Like LeBron's fans are starting to age out. We're becoming the new era Jordan fans. A lot of people are going to be defending his legacy against whoever butts up, the Wembanyamas of the world and whatnot. I give this a B-. Just not sure where we're going with this thing. Not sure what the purpose is.
What's he wearing?
Like a Letterman jacket, some kind of blue Letterman jacket.
It's like a navy blue with a LJ on it.
I'm happy for Bron. Like more money in his pockets, I'm sure, and maybe towards his foundation. Like, have you seen it, Tina?
No.
What would you rate just the thought of, like, let's say your boyfriend goes out and gets himself a LeBron James Ken doll.
I'm gonna.
Are you judging him?
I'm gonna rate this a C.
Yeah.
Because it's more like nostalgic. Like it's like I played with dolls growing up, and I feel like that's something like if you're that big of a fan, like it's cool. Kids like dolls, whatnot.
Where do you put it?
You're probably. I would assume you're not taking it out of the package. You're keeping it for. Just
like a
kind of like the golf balls. You're just having it up on the shelf.
I don't know what I would judge somebody more for if they had a LeBron James doll on their shelf or some golf balls. From like, what are you doing? Not practical at all. Midday midterms. What's next?
All right, with the Masters teeing off today, how would you grade green jackets?
Oh man, I wish there was a level above A+ that I can give this.
You love green.
I love green in general,
Yes.
right? The walls here in the ESPN West Palm, Evan Cohen Studios are green. Love it, little forest green action. The Masters is already an iconic event, unmatched, unparalleled in the game of golf and really amongst most sporting events. The green jacket. The fact that they didn't just settle on a trophy, but they've made this kind of club that feels super exclusive, and it is symbolized with this jacket that honestly, like if I see anybody in a green blazer, I think they're biting off of it, right? They've stolen the green jacket the way that somebody else stole red hats. A++. A++++. The green jacket is amazing. What do you give?
I love it, A+. I love green in general, but like Javi mentioned, like it's exclusive. You probably don't wear that jacket often, right?
Very
like
prestige.
That
Only
hangs up in your closet and you only wear it when needed.
Yeah, like to the Masters,
when appropriate,
really.
yes.
Or a Masters themed event. And,
yes.
And the other part of that is, again, you see that green jacket, you automatically think about that event.
Champion.
Right? Again, you see a red hat, you automatically think about that president. There's not too many other clothing apparels where it's just one color and one item where you automatically brand that with one said active thing. So I'm just saying, the fact that they got that is immaculate to go along with the tournament. What's next? People get real tense when you start bringing up tariffs and presidents these days.
With March Madness wrapping up, what would you grade NIL?
See, I'm always pro player. I grade NIL an A-. I'm pro player. I love to see the guys get played and the ladies because they get paid more and they're probably way more marketable, especially in women's basketball compared to the guys. A-. The only thing that takes it back for me a little bit is the fact that so many players are leaving and doing certain lateral moves just for the money. And I do believe when you start making those kind of decisions this early on, you could be stunning your long-term growth if you're leaving a program or a coach that could develop you in a certain way. So it's an A-. It's not perfect. Maybe there needs to be a salary cap down the line, but when people getting paid for their services, I'm never against it.
I'm going to give it a B because they should be getting paid, but it is like kind of again like what is your reasoning behind choosing certain places to play school or to play like your sport?
They ain't
go to
playing
that
school. Like Cardell Jones said, I don't play school, I play football.
Yes. And also it just blows my mind like the amount of money and just hoping it's all going in like you're financing it.
High yield
and
savings.
You are just saving it and using it to good.
Hope you didn't put it in the stock market like 2 weeks ago. Hope if you did put it in, you put it in today. How about this? St. Lucie Battery and Tire, if you put your money into them, you could be coming out with a better piece of machine that you're rocking around with. Right, Tina?
Yes, and we all know how annoying car trouble can be. Don't even get Theo started on it.
I'm a great car trouble in F-.
Yes.
Yeah.
From a flat tire, a dead battery, those are the absolute worst. And that's why I always go to St. Lucie Battery and Tire. They've been around for over 50 years, still family owned, and they actually care about taking care of you. They've got all of the big tire brands, and if your battery dies, they've got one for pretty much everything. Cars, trucks, boats, RVs, even commercial fleets. They have the best price out the door guarantee, so you know you are not overpaying. If you ever get stuck, they have 24/7 roadside emergency service, an absolute lifesaver. They even work with national accounts so businesses can count on them as well. They are the real deal. St. Lucie Battery and Tire. So next time your car needs something, go see my friends at St. Lucie Battery and Tire or check them out at slbt.com. They've been keeping this community rolling for generations.
Last call on the other side. That's Tina. That's Damian, theoretically speaking, on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
In South Florida, when it's time to get back in the game, there's a name you need to know. HSS Florida. HSS ranked number 1 in orthopedics for 15 years in a row by U.S. News and World Report. HSS brings world-class care to Palm Beach and Wellington. Whether it's a joint replacement, sports injury, or orthopedic trauma, HSS Florida treats athletes of all ages. Visit hss.edu/Florida to schedule your consultation today. HSS Florida, where champions and everyday people alike get the care they need to stay at the top of their game.
Wing Wednesday. Brought to you by Hurricane Grill and Wings. 30 bold flavors, ice-cold beer, handcrafted cocktails. Your home for sports is Hurricane Grill and Wings. Find your spot at hurricanewings.com.
Hi, this is Scott Smith of Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. I have said it many times before, and I will continue to say it for many years to come. There is never a good time for a car accident to occur, and most certainly never ever a good time to suffer injuries in any type of an accident. The accident and its overall aftermath will usually cause pain, difficulty, and stress. Florida law allows accident victims to recover compensation for such losses, injuries, and damages. But such recovery is often not obtained easily and can require a lengthy fight with an insurance company. If you've been injured in an accident, call us now. Don't delay. The initial consultation is completely free of charge. The sooner you call us, the sooner we can put our experienced legal team to work for you. Don't hesitate or pause for another minute. Our experience, knowledge, and resources could be working for you just minutes after the call. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
This is the Inter Miami save of the game.
Attacking third, hard drive to the net. Plays it through. Callender had to make a save. A rebound and still loose in the box. Blocked away and now a right-footed shot off the far right post by Corbino. Is it pinballed all over the place in Callender's area? And it rolls out of play.
Brought to you by PNC Bank. PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association member FDIC. Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Panthers fans, season's winding down. And the Cats are making their final push into the playoffs. Join the ESPN West Palm Street team in Coors Light at Mulligan's in Jensen Beach. That's tomorrow, April 10th, from 6 to 8 p.m. as they take on the Detroit Red Wings. Thankfully not the Canucks, because the game ain't never over when you're playing against the Canucks. Come cheer on the Cats, enjoy ice-cold Coors Light, and you'll have a chance to win Florida Panthers tickets. We'll see you Thursday. That's tomorrow at Mulligan's in Jensen Beach. You must be 21 or older to participate, and Molson Coors reminds you to please drink responsibly. I don't know if y'all saw the ending of that Canucks and Stars game, but absolutely ridiculous stuff. But also, you know what is always sensational, Tina? The last call here on Theoretically Speaking. What we rocking with?
Fill in the blank, one word.
Uh-oh.
Dustin Johnson said this about the Masters.
It's easy. That's what he said. No?
I don't know if it's really a tradition, but my favorite thing about the Masters is the blank.
Allure.
What'd you say?
Lore?
No.
Is the vibe?
No.
He said, I don't know if it's a tradition. The bunkers.
No.
The weather.
No.
It's a tradition.
I don't know if it's really a tradition.
The dinner?
But my favorite thing about the Masters is the...
Dinner. It would be the dinner for me because it's just like real nice.
It's kind of in there. You're
okay.
Close.
The food.
Close. Dinner is food.
Yeah, so I said I was close. The dinner, the food, or it's supper.
The dining option? No, it's one word.
That's 2 words, man. Come on. This is your first time, Damien?
What makes up a dinner? What makes up food?
Entree. Meat.
More
chicken.
Like
beef. Steak. Dessert.
Close.
Sandwich.
Yes.
Oh, the sandwiches. Wow.
Sandwiches.
Yeah. Wow. Pimento cheese sandwich is absolutely disgusting. So if that's what he's talking about, he's a sad man. That's it for this day of Theoretically Speaking here on a Wednesday. C-Cat's back tomorrow. We're going to have more action. We got Zaslow pulling up as well. Much love to Damian Perez for filling in.
It was a pleasure.
Much love to Tina. Much love to Evan Korn for pulling up as well today. And thank you to the good people that pulled up and called in and hopped in on the YouTube chat. Go in love. Go in peace. Go enjoy.
Sports, Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Panthers fans, the season is winding down as the